What is up, guys? So Sports back in for another video, and in today's video I'm gonna be rebuilding the Miami Heat. Now before I start, I know it's been going a while, it's about a month, but I'm sorry about that, and I'm back now. You know, college has been rough, but I'm still trying to get a schedule and get it going. But yeah, starting off here, we're gonna be trading for Chris Paul in our first trade. I'm trying to adjust a little bit because I don't want to give up that much for Chris Paul. I think the Heat, this is a trade that they should look to do in real life. Chris Paul shouldn't cost them much, maybe just some cap fillers, potentially a second round pick if they do have one. I think they should be able to, but yeah, and maybe even look to get a first round pick out of the Thunder because Chris Paul's contract is very big. So to get him off the books, the Thunder will have to give up something else besides him also. But here we go. They want Goran Dragic, Kenny Olynyk. I'm not willing to part ways with Derrick Jones Jr., but in the end, I'm pretty sure I am I just, end up giving them Derrick Jones. He's expendable. But that's the first piece to our trade. And in this series, I'm looking for a big three, a new big three in Miami. Miami, the Heat, Pat Riley, they've always been an aggressive team. They're never a team that rebuilds. They always are looking to win. And with signing Jimmy Butler this past offseason and with the lineup that they have, the roster that they have, it isn't really a good one. So with all these young players in Bam Adebayo, Justice Winslow, and Tyler Hero, I would definitely expect them to go out there and trade for a superstar. And the superstar that I'm looking at, or star, I guess, is Bradley Beal. I think, again, this is another player that they should look to trade for. And a big three of Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, and Jimmy Butler is a good one. Now, there are some concerns is after they make these trades, what is the depth going to look like? Because, I mean, right here, I'm trading for Bradley Beal, and I'm giving up our young guys. Dion Waiters is, great off the bench. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to spoil anything, but we'll just see what happens. So I'm making this trade, Bam Adebayo, Justice Winslow, Tyler Hero, and Dion Waiters to fill cap for Bradley Beal, essentially because, Isaiah Thomas, Jordan McRae, those guys, they won't really do much for us. But I decided to give up 2 firsts, and they actually agreed to it. Now, you may say that's a lot. I don't know. Bradley Beal is a very good player. He's a consistent, 25 point per game guy on 82 games. He hasn't missed a game in the past 2 seasons. So you can say he's an Iron Man. He's improved every year. And yeah, moving on, I do end up signing Kenneth Faried there. I know it went by a little quick, but that's who I signed. And I'm looking at a guard next. So I do end up going and signing J.R. Smith to the veteran minimum. So, it's just about filling out the roster now. And I signed Joakim Noah, a good vet, a locker room guy who can come in and hopefully do something for us. But now, I plan on converting Myers Leonard to the power forward position. For one, in 2K, his overall does go up 3, which is a lot. So that's good. And second off, I don't want him to play center because the paint defense will just be bad. Kenneth Faried down there should be a good one. I'm looking to make another trade, and I end up trading for Torrey Craig here just to add some wing depth, some wing defense, just to round out the team once again. And I'm reconstructing the lineup here, but next, I'm going to make one more signing. Well, not one more, but another signing. Ebke Udoh, who has great paint defense. And, yeah. But now moving on, I'm simulating first 12 games. You see we're 7-5, 8-5 currently after beating the Cavaliers. We're doing good. Lost to the Bulls. You don't really like to see that. We lose again to the Sixers, which is warranted, I guess you could say. I mean, it's still early in the season. We're still developing that chemistry. We beat the Hornets here, which is good to see. And we lose to the Rockets. But after simulating for a little bit, we lose to the Warriors again. You can see we're 12-10, 22 games, about a quarter of the way into the season. And looking at the player stats, Bradley Beal so far is having a good year. 21 points on 47% shooting from the field and about 38% shooting from 3. Chris Paul putting up 18-8 on 46% shooting from the field and 39 almost percent shooting from 3. And Jimmy Butler putting up 16 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 3.9 assists on 47% just about shooting from the field. Looking at the bench, Isaiah Thomas, he's averaging 14 points, but shooting 39% almost and 32% from 3. You just don't like to see that. It's not that good. Kenneth Faried is having a good season for us, 11-12. Also 1.4 blocks and 1 steal a game, which is great to see. Myers Leonard shooting 44% from 3 almost. That's just what is he doing. I just wanted to be that stretch 4 for us, that stretch big. J.R. Smith is surprisingly shooting well. I mean, almost 49% from the field, 34% from 3 is, below average, but still, 49% for J.R. Smith, that came as a shock to me. James Johnson, here's the rest of the lineup. Yeah, it's just not really much going on besides a big 3, so I decided to make a trade. I ended up trading for Emmanuel Mudiay, surprised we even able to do this. I wanted to keep KZ Okpala because I could possibly use him to get somebody else. I added Epke Udo, exchange for Tony Bradley, and yeah, and here's what I was talking about. James Johnson and KZ Okpala in exchange for essentially Cody Zeller. I just wanted another big man on the bench. Turns out Epke Udo, he just wasn't providing for me. James Johnson, he was mad. He was just a cap filler I was looking at, but yeah, now I'm just reconstructing the lineup. Big guys, you know, in the starting lineup, getting most minutes, and then trying to keep the bench as little as possible, considering that we don't have much going on off the bench. I decided to flip Torrey Craig in exchange for Royce O'Neal. Torrey Craig just wasn't doing anything for me. Royce O'Neal hopefully can come in and provide a little spark off the bench potentially. But I'm going on, trying to make another trade. I look at Alan, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, but Jamin Leck. You know, it's a guy I'm eyeing, you know, because that came as a shock to me. But all in all, 4-year deal. I end up just signing him. Plan on putting him in the G League immediately. Get his overall up. You know, let him, you know, play. Get him better. So, yeah, simulating again. We're 26 and 29 here. So, obviously, after that slow start, we kind of picked it back up. But now you can see 27 and 30. It's just not going well currently. 27 and 31. And then now we're 30 and 37. It's just not going good. You know, 30 and 38 here, and I'm thinking in my head, the season's over. We're not going to make the playoffs. But somehow, some way, somehow, by the grace of God himself, we end the season 42 and 40. Look at the win streak. Look at how many wins. That's like what? 12 and 2 run or something like that to end the season. Great. LeBron James is your MVP. I'm surprised. John Morant was your Rookie of the Year, put up good stats. D'Angelo Russell, 6th Man of the Year, so that's that. Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player of the Year, and Fred VanVleet was your Most Improved. Mike D'Antoni was your Coach of the Year, who's All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second Team, and All-NBA Third Team if you're interested in that. All-Defensive First Team and All-Defensive Second Team, All-Rookie First Team, and yeah. We're the 6th seed, which is great. Here's the end of season stats for you guys. Bradley Beal, 21.2 points on 45% shooting from the field, 37% shooting from 3. If you're wondering about the All-Star game, Jimmy Butler and Chris Paul actually made the All-Star game for us, not Bradley Beal. I thought Bradley would, you know, be most likely considering that he was our best player throughout the season, but guess not. At least we had 2 All-Stars. That's good to see. Myers Leonard, his stats. J.R. Smith, 47. So he can continue to shoot well from the field even after that beginning of the season. If you thought that maybe he slowed down, I guess you could say he kind of did. His shooting percentage did drop 2%, but I mean still 47%. That's a career high definitely for J.R. Smith. But anyways, we're here going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, they have Giannis. Brook Lopez is coming off the bench, which is interesting, but it's 2K. So I decided to simulate the round. You know, we end up winning game 1, which is good to see, but they tie it right back up. We end up winning game 3, which is great to see, but again, they tie it back up in game 4. Game 5, they win, and game 6, we actually win. So I was expecting to lose in like 4, potentially 5, but game 7 here, and yeah, I mean, let's just go look at what's going on, how we're, you know, being afloat against the Bucks, which is great to see. Bradley Beal is putting up nearly 26 points, you know, in the playoffs. Great to see. 17 from Jimmy Butler right there, 16.5, and 8 assists by Chris Paul. Everybody's doing well. J.R. Smith is putting up 6 points on 57% shooting from the field and 60% shooting from 3. So he's just, you know, a human torch, I guess. But Myers Leonard, 5.7 rebounds, 25% shooting from 3. Literally less than 10% shooting from 3. Excuse me, 25% shooting from the field, less than 10% shooting from 3. So I made the decision to start Kenneth Faried at the 4, adding more rebounding, more defense, because Myers is not getting it done for us. But we're simulating game 7. It's a close game. We're up 6, tie game now with 11 minutes left, down 1 with 5 minutes, down 7, down 4 with just above a minute left in the game. I decide to jump in here. Giannis has the ball, 53 seconds left. Jimmy Butler is on him, clamping him up, passes it to Chris Middleton with Bradley Beal on him. Good defense so far. Pat Connaughton swings it back to Giannis Antetokounmpo, and of course they get a bailout layup at the end. 2K has to fix the paint defense. It is horrendous this year. That's a big reason as to why you guys haven't really been seeing 2K from me, because 2K has just been horrible all around this year. It's just not fun to play. But continuing on, we swing the ball to Chris Paul out of the timeout. Try to get a pick and fade here, but for some reason Myers Leonard rolls. I guess maybe I didn't switch it to pick and fade. Goes into the paint, contested layup, greens that, and Myers Leonard has 17 points off the bench, which is great to see. So obviously that bench roll really helped him out. We foul right here. Pat Connaughton is going to be going to the line to shoot 2 free throws. First free throw is up, and he misses the free throw. So that's huge for us. Second free throw is up, and he actually greens that and makes that. So right here, maybe you could say it's a rookie mistake. I decide not to call a timeout. We give it to Bradley Beal here. I'm trying to drive into the paint, but it makes me shoot a mid-range, and even worse, he airballs it. We foul again, and potentially the game is over. Pat Connaughton once again hits the first free throw, but here on the second one, he misses it, and we're on the fast break. Jimmy Butler with the board, passes it to Bradley Beal, who swings it back to Chris Paul, takes a 3, and he misses that. Bradley Beal with the rebound, but the game is over right here. I swing it to Jimmy Butler, who swings it to Myers Leonard. I'm trying to get a 3 here potentially. Bradley Beal looks like a 2 anyways. He bricks that. Kenneth Furry with the rebound, and that is game, you guys. That is it. The Clippers end up winning this championship. If you're interested with that, Kawhi Leonard is your finals MVP once again. And that's going to do it for this first season, guys. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please like and sub and share with your friends. But it's So Sports, and I'm out. Peace.